Hey, it's Tiffany from Us the Remingtons, and there are a ton of RVs that do an amazing job mixing affordability and luxury, and we got this beautiful midsize behind us. If you're from the Midwest, you'll say the Tandara. If you're for real, it is the Tandara. If you want to be bougie, it's the Tandara. But anyway, let's go and check this one out. With a snap of a finger, we're in the mid-profile Tandara. Let me tell you something a little bit about the mid-profiles though. You can't really tell that you're in a mid-profile. At least for me, the ceilings are so tall, it's so spacious, they don't skimp out on any of the luxury, so I love that so much. Another thing is, you can tow them with a half ton, which for a lot of families means that they don't need to get a new truck. But let me show you some of these cool views. Back it up. First of all, you're gonna see I have the blackout shades here. It's always great for, I would say, the little ones if you're putting down for a nap, if you need a little bit of privacy, or if you need to put the big boys to the nap, aka the adults. But I love that they're super easy to come up and bring back down. Another thing that we're over here, I'm gonna take my little elf shoes off. Okay, gonna do some acrobats. I'm gonna stretch, you know, because sometimes this is where I wish they had a built-in ladder or something, but you gotta get up and you gotta, so you can reach, you know, for your extra, whoa, almost took my pants down there. Okay, but you can put your extra blankets, your extra pillows, anything that you don't really need accessible, I think, every day. But it's nice storage space up there. I'll give it a close. Not only is this beautiful sofa a ladder for a 5'3"er like me, let me show you what it can do. You guys, remember, I am 21 weeks pregnant. I'm gonna put this here. This is the coolest sleeper sofa I've ever seen. One hand behind my back. I'll even use, I'm gonna give myself 3 fingers. You can see my pinky and my thumb. I'm only using 3 fingers here. Look at how easy this pulls out. And it has that high density foam, which is so cushy and so nice. And then I was taught that this was put here so you can get it in and out of the doors, but it's also a nice little bumper. And you can sleep like fairly a lot amount of people. Okay, so if you sleep this way, let's see. Okay, we're gonna do some more gymnastics here, okay? Ow. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 people that way. Okay, ready? This way. 1, 2, oh, here goes my mic. 3, and 4. And you get your toes all warm and toasty because we have an electric heater here too. Wow, that was, I deserve an Olympic gold medal for that. I'm gonna put this back, but also look how easy that was to, oh, you know what? Rookie mistake, always happens. Tiff, come on. You gotta put this back up, duh. Okay, now I'm coming back down. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. It's not about perfection here, it's about precision. So I got it back. Anyway, we got the other entertainment suite seats on the other side. You got the 360 views, but I have to show you a little bit of what this windows can do. I love that the frames are a little bit higher so it doesn't cut in the mid line of your view, which some of the other rigs do. I was going back over here on the entertainment system. I said this before, if you're not entertained enough outside, you can come in, kick back, relax, turn a movie on for the kids, for the fam, on your 50-inch, boom, boom, bam. Or you can come snuggle up on the floor. I feel like I can roast a marshmallow in here. That's how warm this is. But the electric heater, it's so wonderful because you save so much money on propane, because it literally, I mean, we have nothing on right now and it has warmed up the whole rig. And I would say it's about 40, 45 degrees, which is kind of cold. I live in Southern California, my blood is a little thin. But even if you have the propane gas running on too, it's gonna save you a lot of money. Yeah, and you can change different colors. This is the mood setting that I really like. Okay, I do it wrong every time. What up, go Bears, go Bears. All right, this would be something that my mom, this actually reminds me of Hercules. You know when, you know when they have that fiery, what is that character's name? The fiery blue-headed character, but yeah. Anyway, different modes, different settings. Love it. You can't go wrong with an electric heater. You got your entertainment system here. Sorry, that was a little squeaky squawky. But you got your surround sound stereos. It's like you're in a movie theater, but you're in the comfort of your own home. All right, let's go check out the kitchen though. So you remember when I was talking about you can't really notice the difference between the mid profiles? Well, just take a look. I love especially how this Tandara is very light and airy. And for me, a lot of these vertical lines kind of draw your eye up. And when I renovated our old rig, we kind of renovated it to model after this. We wanted bright walls, we wanted a lot of vertical lines because we wanted to make the rig feel like it was bigger than it actually was, and they do a fantastic job already doing this. But wanted to give you guys a little bit of visualization. Now pretend you're with your girlfriends, standing around the island with a couple martinis, maybe not for, I will have a mocktail, I will sit out for this one, taking one for the team. Or if you're with your guy friends and you have, you know, all of your brewskis around, this is a great place to entertain. I feel like the kitchen is always like the focal point in these kind of rigs because, hey, who doesn't like food and drinks? But you have your range here. You have 3 top burner, which is so much space. And I love how it's almost like cast irony. So they don't skip out on the luxury of this. And the best part is if I pull this drape up, I'll pull it back down for you guys after too. I'm gonna fold this down. This is really important to me because after living full-time in an RV for 3-ish years and doing a ton of cooking, you have that extra airflow going out. We're doing a lot of things. The RV can get pretty steamy really quick. I know there's a fan that is directly above us that helps, but again, that extra airflow is key. And you get to look out to your beautiful view, whether if it's in the ocean or the mountains or the forest or the desert. It's awesome. Above it is your standard household size microwave. I never used to be that big of a microwave person until I lived in an RV. Things just, I mean, the convenience of it, I was, you know, shocked. So love the High Point microwave in here as well. And we're gonna turn to the double fridge, which is super roomy, super spacious for all of your wonderful foods that you can prepare. Also all of your cocktails, mocktails, bubblies, water. Total no frost is so great because in our older rig, we had a lot of refrigeration issues because we had a lot of frosting in our happening in our freezer, and then it ruined, like with the condensation and everything, it didn't keep our refrigerator cold. But anyway, there's another double stack right here, and this is a nice drawer as well. Double stack freezer, which holds all of the goods. A little ice pack down here. Love. And then we gotta turn to one of my most favorite parts. I missed out, but I wanted to show you, remind me, because I'll come back to it. One of the other smaller things that is a big deal to me though. But look at this pantry, y'all. And the fact that you can take this shelf and move it to whatever height that you want is so clutch because I have the Instapot, the air fryer, the Instapot sister and cousin, another air fryer, a blender, and all that stuff. And when I try to put them in either the pantries or the cupboards that are around the kitchen areas in some of the other models, they don't fit. So I love that you can adjust these different sizes. And also, if you're not a big cook, totally fine. I'll have you over. You can also take out these shelves and use it as like almost like a mudroom closet as well, because they have some hooks up here too, which is so nice. I love it so much. The dinette, it's freestanding. You can play footsies and all of that you want. There's no legs on the bottom of it, so I admire that a lot of time too. And actually, for my husband and I, this table gets a lot of action. We do it's our workstation, it's our game station, it's where we eat. It's also where we like to entertain and have conversations with folks that we have over, because you also get these amazing views out of these 365 windows. You know what other amazing views there are, Dax? That my husband will say, it's his king throne, and we gotta go check it out because it's actually pretty spacious for this little mid-profile. Let's go take a look. While we're in the room where I would say my husband spends 90% of his time, it is his sanctuary. The throne of them thrones. It is a little bit tighter than, actually, you know what? It's really not that tight, because normally there would be some kind of storage space here, which I do kind of wish that they did have, because storage space is always nice in a tiny home, but it actually kind of gives a little bit more of a backspace. So you can fit 2 people in here and dance around if you need. The sink and the storage above and also below is pretty standard, but you know, again, you're working very minimalistically in here. So let's take a step in the shower. Okay, this is always I don't know why this is my chest. Really know what it does, but I like to do this and kind of like rotate around. Okay, it's a little bit tighter this way, but I mean, this way, you're gonna be standing this way anyway, so you don't really need as much space on the side. So yeah, it's pretty nice, and it has like the skylight, which I always admire. It feels like, you know, you're showering outside, but you're not. Inside, and standard little, I almost said shower hose. I'm making up a lot of words these days, but you know, I feel like we have that relationship now that you know exactly what I'm talking about. But the shower head, standard, yeah, I love it. So we'll take a step, another step outside. Porcelain toilet with a foot lever. Love the foot levers. I always just feel like that's more sanitary. You don't have to touch anything. Yeah, very spacious and very roomy. So this is my husband's sanctuary. Let me take you to my sanctuary, the bedroom, where I like to zen and have alone time. And then I guess he comes in at night to sleep, but you know what I mean. Let's go. Welcome to my sanctuary. I don't know where that rhythm was gonna go with, but you know, come on in, scoot, 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 scoots. Okay, king size bed. I think it's always a must. I will always sacrifice closet space and room space for a king size bed. I don't know why it's so important. I do know why. It's just, you just have so much more room. And our dog sleeps with us. We're suckers for that. Please don't judge us. But he sleeps with us, and he likes to sleep in an H, so he turns his little chunky body this way. So then, you know, Caleb's on one side, I'm on this side, and he's in the middle. Now we're gonna have kids joining us sometime soon too, so it's like, it's gonna be a party here. But you got actual functioning, which I think is always like tricky in some RVs and models. Having the nightstands, because sometimes they're like floating on the wall or like into your bed space and you like hit them, but these are actually super functional. So we have those on both sides, and then overhead we have also some space for, I would normally put like my thicker sweaters or anything that's not gonna get wrinkly up here, and I normally have like different baskets as well to sort them out. So that's nice. The one thing about this rig and this model specifically, there isn't as much closet space storage because one of the storage space also duals as a possible washer dryer, which I am always a big fan of. So you got to get crafty on it, but I wanted to show you what storage is made up for under the bed, because normally this bed storage underneath is a little bit tighter, but this one you have literally room for days. And because it's a fifth wheel and this is right over the bed of the truck, you don't have that the slide out mechanics that kind of get in the way too, which takes up some space. So you get all of that real estate underneath. But yeah, this is the bedroom. I mean, honestly, we don't spend that much time personally in the bedroom because we just come here to sleep. A lot of it is spent more in the kitchen, in the living room, outside. But one of the things that we always get asked on Instagram about is, you know, Tiff, we're starting out with the tiny living or RV life. We don't really know what kind of rig that we want. Do we get a travel trailer? Do we get a fifth wheel? Do we get a midsize? Do we get a full size? Do we get a van? Do we get, you know, a motor home? So I think for me, what I always say is like, what is your comfort level? Because I grew up in a multi-generational living kind of household where we're always on top of each other, bumping elbows, like sleeping stacked sardines. And so for us, something like this, like a midsize, could work for a small to mid-sized family because we don't mind being close to one another. However, some other people, like my husband's family, which is, there's nothing wrong with that, like to have their space, because who doesn't like to have their space? So, you know, sometimes thinking going bigger is also is better. But also you have to think, is this a weekender? Are you full timing? This model in itself, the Tandara, the mid profile, I think it's perfect for a couple. I think whether if you're doing full time or it's a vacation home that you have family come over later, or if this is a weekender, I think it's so great. It could also work for, I personally think, like a small family, 1 or 2 kids, and I would say more of a weekender kind of thing than a full-time, but you can make it happen. Again, you got to ask what your comfort level is. But we got to see a lot of the inside. I want to show you guys some more of the fun things on the outside. Again, half the fun about RVing is living outside, right? So let's go. So if you run out of storage on the inside, have no fear. There's so much more storage on the outside. I like to call it the basement, or my husband's toy room. But if you follow along down here, he's gonna be putting his surfboard, his paddle boards, his bikes, and a bunch of other seasonal different equipment that we wouldn't be using in and out. But tons of space in here, very roomy, absolutely love it. Listen, we saw a lot today, and if you are a small family or physically active couple, hopefully I was able to share with you your dream home or your next vacation home. But if not, have no worries. There are so many more models out there to review. You guys have to follow along at rv.com. I have so many more things in store for you guys. I'll catch you next time.